Hey guys, check out this candle. Ethereum soared a whopping 20% in just one day, and the whole market flew to new heights as well, with Bitcoin soaring past $72,000. And the reason for this was a sharp change in sentiment about the possibility of accepting Ethereum ETFs in just 2 days. So today, I'd like to talk about the real possibility of accepting spot ETFs on Ethereum. What will happen to the asset in this case? How will the market react? And I'll also talk about 3 coins in the Ethereum ecosystem that I'm closely monitoring right now. So if you don't want to miss the opportunity to make good money, I recommend you watch this video till the end. Subscribe, hit the like button, and let's get started. First, let's take a closer look at the situation. Yesterday, a well-known analyst from Bloomberg started to post some very interesting and intriguing things, and the market started to grow furiously against it. He wrote that the probability of ETF introduction has tripled, from 25 to 75%, because the issue with the SEC is becoming more and more political, and pressure is being put on this institution. We will definitely analyze this issue a bit further, because it is very important to understand the general attitude of the US authorities towards the SEC. First though, I suggest we look at the post Eric was responding to. Its author describes the general process that is likely to follow. He sees the possibility of accepting a type of application, after which he sees a simple delay by the SEC as quite realistic. The comments below the post are very clear about what might happen next and what the names of all the forms and applications mean. So if you're curious, pause and check it out. And now that we know the broad outlines of how this adoption process will play out, it gets even more interesting. Because yesterday the SEC issued a request for filings to be updated. In light of this, even more rumors have surfaced that approval is imminent. And today, right during the recording of the video, the first updated filing from Fidelity appeared. And it is very important to emphasize here that now there will be no staking of Ethereum bought for ETFs. At this stage, it is difficult to say whether this will be the case for every application or whether it is Fidelity's initiative to do so. However, I can say for myself that staking would be a real game changer. It could add much more flexibility and opportunities in general. The next deadlines for decisions on these applications are scheduled for the 23rd and 24th of this month, which is only 2 and 3 days respectively. What kind of outcome can we expect? Personally, it is difficult for me to give you a definitive answer. It looks like we will indeed see the first applications accepted within a few days. However, if you know the SEC, if you know how much they can change everything in just a few days, you begin to realize that you cannot be 100% sure. Right now, there's a lot of hatred against the SEC and its chairman, Gary Gensler, in part because of this. Republicans are opposing him, saying that the policies of this institution are discrediting America and the possibility of using cryptocurrencies in this country. The chairman of the Finance Committee also opposes the SEC's aggressive cryptocurrency policy. And this is only a small part of what is really happening now. Besides, the SEC already has several active crypto-related lawsuits, and I don't think they are ready to reject the first funds to create Ethereum ETFs right now. So personally, I'm waiting for acceptance, waiting for further growth on the news. After all, as we saw yesterday, the possibility of accepting ETFs is not yet embedded in the price of Ethereum itself. Besides, the list of the next dates for acceptance looks like this. That is, until almost the end of the summer, we are waiting for the result of the application of BlackRock. And as we know, this fund simply cannot lose, and will do everything to get a positive answer. That's why I expect the price to rise in anticipation until August 7th. But let's talk about the possible price and growth later. Now I propose to move on to 3 tokens that can show significant growth during all the events with the applications and the SEC decision. In the meantime, share in the comments if you think the ETF will be approved by the end of this month. I would like to clarify right away that I have already posted about several different coins on my channel, and the ones that will be in this selection are a rather experimental and risky decision, which is aimed solely at speculation against the background of the approval of the Ethereum ETF. Of course, we need to choose those coins that are bright representatives of the Ethereum ecosystem, because it can theoretically receive an influx of funds from new investors. Therefore, the first project will be ENS, which has shown almost 40% growth over the past day. And all this is not just for fun, because Buterin said something interesting in one of his posts. We need an open decentralized protocol, no operator and no management, to quickly move assets from one L2 to another and integrate it into the default wallet interface. ENS is our most successful non-financial Ethereum application, and it's really important when the founder of the blockchain supports the project, which is actually extremely necessary and important for the ecosystem as a whole. The project specializes in unique Web3 domains, which means that you can buy a name for your Ethereum wallet that will be visible to all users who interact with the address. More than 800,000 people have already bought names, and there are more than 2 million active domains. So I personally expect to see even more growth as the ETF is adopted, and in the long run, reaching the old all-time highs is a fairly easy task. And while we are moving on to the second token, I would like you to share in the comments what you think about the first asset. The second asset will be a more risky choice, but I am almost certain that it will fully justify itself in this bull cycle. As you might have guessed, this is the Pepe token, a prominent representative of the memecoin market. It's no secret that memes and crypto are quite closely related, and meme-related projects are released every day by the thousands and sometimes even by the tens of thousands. And among all these dubious coins, there are undisputed leaders in every blockchain: Bonk, Dogwiffe Hat, Shiba Inu, Dogecoin, Pepe, and so on. Speaking specifically about Pepe, it is a prominent representative of the Ethereum blockchain and, in fact, the main competitor of Shiba Inu, as it was also created on the same blockchain. General trends and memes change, and if earlier the main narratives of this trend were dogs, now it is frogs and cats. Therefore, I see every opportunity for Pepe to grow to the capitalization of the Shiba Inu and maybe even outlast it thanks to the adoption of ETFs and the further growth of the ecosystem. At this stage, it's even less than 4 times. But if you look at the maximum capitalization of the Ethereum blockchain leader, the numbers get more interesting. And now I would like to move on to the last coin in this selection. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this choice and questions about why I selected this particular asset, but I do have some thoughts on the overall market sentiment. They led me to do a little research. Remember when the Bitcoin ETF was introduced, how the market reacted, and who was the biggest performer on the news? For BTC itself, we saw a 13% increase, but the Ethereum chart, for example, went up 25%. So I expect that this time we will see the same situation, but with a different asset. Finally, when we talk about a possible next candidate for a spot ETF, Solana immediately comes to mind. It is being talked about by large funds as well as market experts and analysts. In this case, we can expect to see new ETF processes on Solana around the end of 2024. So against the backdrop of these rumors, I am almost certain of another reason for the growth of this asset. I don't even see the point of telling you about it because you all know everything. So I'll just give you my price forecast for this bull market. Personally, I have set targets of $801,000 per one Solana for this bull cycle. I don't see any problems for the price to go up to that level. It will only be 5 times the current value, which is not that much. And now, as I promised, I propose to move on to the prediction for the Ethereum price. I want to make it clear right away that I am only giving my subjective opinion on the future price. This is not financial advice, so be sure to do your own research and invest wisely. Not long ago, I made a video in which I created a portfolio of altcoins. At the time I was working on it, Ethereum was only worth $3,000, and even then I said that I still saw the current price as a good enough entry point. Since then, 13 days have passed, and Ethereum is worth $800 more. So it's up to you to buy now or not. Personally, I have already bought enough of this asset, so I just need to wait for further growth. During the bull market, I plan to see at least $7,000, $9,000 per token. And I want to remind you that this video is by no means financial advice, just my thoughts and calculations. So be sure to do your own research before you invest. And that's all. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the growth of coins and new trends. Thanks for watching, your Coin Post.